25th, 2:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
Then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand?
Miss Lana Skye, you're the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant.
I worked alongside Gat for years. There's no truth to his blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get the Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana!
Is true. Then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
Telling you from the beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
What if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
It's cross-examination.
So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened.
In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying.
Like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
No way she could have done it alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Halt! You say you did this all by yourself.
Yes.
Do you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
Seems I was the first to discover the person. It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That was ripped.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright. I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark
Something like that.
And so, and what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying which weapon?
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
Oh, when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes.
You moved the body?
Oh yeah, she said I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, knifed inside the wound, and then moved the body. But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. Phoenix is deafened.
Hey, I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
when you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
The body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Just explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
Pieces of jar, you mean?
Yes, the wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
The jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling that there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
I committed this act of fabrication completely alone.
Objection! Miss Sky, I understand how you committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
The scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's a significant contradiction within your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my..."
That's right.
The problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moment.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on the shattered.
They're cutting me off again.
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. You may be missing something critical here.
Something critical.
Chief Prosecutor, seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth to towards which we're headed. Get it? We're in the dark. Cause it's
What?
dark. Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together, wink wink, the information to arrive at the truth. Get it? Like the jar together.
Oh, this may now continue her testimony.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room. I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I'd wipe away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Now begin its cross-examination.
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office.
The detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me.
Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Objection! Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
Then to have simply missed a piece.
Objection! I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
May well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along.
Have you forgotten your objection? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Ooh.
There's no way a name could have been on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
Implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time he was looking for Doc downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, okay.
Objection. The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
It's not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence.
But Chief can't do that.
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
Happened afterwards.
Observing the scene, Mona Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped create evidence that incriminated Dark, spared her, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. Ouch.
No, I did it on my own.
Please, sis. Stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake.
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. I don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Lies. Imagine that coming from my own clients.
You're no longer my defense attorney.
Shush.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Oh, it's Sherlock card.
Dun dun dun. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana may be right after.
What do you mean, right?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
Got him.
Miss Sky, please testify once more.
But
If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
Right. The witness may testify once more, for the final time.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor, sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor's sword!
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof. I gave to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
Yes. It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you.
Some way to show it.
That's questionable.
Exactly.
Mr. Wright, please present this picture!
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Anna said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
How is my kid sister
Let's check
smarter
that
than
evidence again.
lawyer?
Moid.
There must be a picture in there somewhere. Please pay me, Mr. Wright, for all of my services.
Hey, if I don't get paid, you don't get paid either.
But my allowance! My luminal
My
allowance!
Our allowance.
photo's so
Will be
cute.
taking place. Man, if only real law books were that cute. It'd be interesting to look at.
A law book, but it's cute.
Oh my god! Pio. Oh!
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, dark.
Joe
Dark.
Hey, there's a picture here.
Ouch.
Oh my.
Oh my.
This is the actual crime scene.
Here, watch it. It's hot.
Oh no, he's hot!
Dead.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything.
Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest? Could that be...
Oh, we found inside Chief Gant's safe. What's this?
Print.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Oh, it's a turkey.
Must be
Wrong season.
That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Take a wild guess.
Anyways, let's get on with the cross-examination. As long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. And the shit they are.
Are they still in the
Well.
bathroom?
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Sinky, sinky.
Is Wright gonna break his oath?
Hold it!
Who's
Come down,
back?
Archie.
What a fast lunch.
This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
He annoys me to no end.
Chief Gant!
What, now you want me to make me out as a bad guy too? Oh, it's not so hard to read. If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
Objection!
Where do you?
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeit your right to make statements of any sort.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier.
Just sit back, relax, eat some popcorn, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your bone.
Dang, Edgeworth, that's harsh.
So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
True! Wait, you mean... still have some conclusive evidence?
Withholding
Oh, I don't.
evidence.
But someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
True, Mr. Wright?
I show that piece of evidence now. And the sure to be made out as the murderer.
Right. If you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I'd better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall?
By person.
I believe this is the turning point, so...
Almost there. We're almost done. Huh.
I don't want to be in a bad state.
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
You lie.
Chief Gant?
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence? It's going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department!
Tja. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
Midwits?
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. Then it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her.
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted as you said.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and moved the body across the room.
And I ended up using evidence to get Jones Darkgate convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe?
Hey,
For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief my dumb luck. See this jaw fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
Objection! But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
Oh. Oh. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Righto, cough it up already. I know you haven't.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant. That's you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe.
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? A moment ago, You said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Right then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Take that! Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh yes! At last you finally brought it out into the open.
Peace, law.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to a lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean...
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
You're as slow and optic as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Wright who had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
The prints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... Take that!
Guy?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
What? Why? Why didn't you tell me?
You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still try to pin the murder on me.
It's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
You monster! You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like you really did it.
This guy. It's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet.
I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy!
Start showing around to everyone else.
Ah, that's what you get! Ha ha! What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Jeez, Dan is such a dick.
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh? And what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall? Ask.
This guy, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Wait, this piece of cloth! What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. It's for dramatic effect, of course.
Whoa. I wanna look you wrong.
Whoa!
That!
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out?
His shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs were no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth! Wait, there's no blood on it! Oh!
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that.
No! This is nonsense!
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword?
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death. The second person received to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer!
No! No! Oh!
It's finally all over.
Objection!
Oh.
That was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
Mean you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Auntie? Earlier, Wrighto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Wrighto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
True. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth seems to be legal evidence!
But that's not fair.
Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son!
Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Right. Do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I admit I refuse to present it at one point.
Uh-oh. Disconnect. Wait, did I disconnect or is it just...
Heard all. so I think you did like cut out.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, hold up.
Chief Gantz, you're just staring at me.
I think he disconnected.
Those eyes. Those eyes.
I think Preston disconnected. He's gonna rejoin, I guess.
I guess like
How much longer is
from
this
my
case?
It's not much longer.
The end. Okay.
Grand finale.
Legs.
Legs.
No, like basically no one in this game is.
Storing evidence is illegal.
Objection! No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence there. It's that I couldn't.
And you couldn't.
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Archie! Don't listen to his lies! He's nothing but a coward! You can't really believe.
Objection! There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
This once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
Read this textbook.
I like how this book is
That.
like two laws. It's just like 2 lines.
The rest is cute pictures. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law.
Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have a from the police department.
Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
Action. Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented?
Shown only a few moments ago.
No!
Right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth is still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
God!
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes! No!
It was then that you approved this plot as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this law.
The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall his final moment. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be.
I'm gonna go to the restroom really quickly. Kristen, you better have the entire thing memorized.
I think Damon Gant is about to have a really long breakdown speech thing.
Aired.
I can't forgive you. Can't
Damon Gantz, the killer was you!
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum! For 2 years he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, and convinced Bruce Goodman.
Goodman.
Yeah, that's right.
Jack?
Oh, right. The evidence is transferred. I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
You stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. And then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
I was gonna ask if, what's his name? Julie's still here. Oh, never mind. He left him a while back. Guess this is our one chance to see Goodman.
check you want?
Tammy, do you want to take one?
Oh, damn you.
Hi, I'm here. You want me to be open?
Sure.
Please reopen the investigation, Chief. We can't transfer the evidence out. There's too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said,
It's not too late. I'm going to handle this over to Marshall.
Marshall.
Don't impersonate me. Stop that.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife.
Stabby.
I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would only lead to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body.
My car.
I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal?
My car. Ferrari.
You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
As long as you keep on cutting salaries.
Plus, now the upholstery matches the paint job. Leaving the prosecution's car aside.
Thank you.
How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker.
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
Well, you left the jar fragments and the glove.
Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy. Why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Archie.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. I'm sorry, old friend.
To Damon Gantz. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Archie. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Raito here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a real beginning.
Two things I want you to understand.
Yeah.
First, your sister never hurts anyone. Second, Damon Gantz betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky. You no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell you everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence, up until today.
Oh. Seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
Oh.
I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffer every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing. Not if the car was broken.
Liar.
I was worried for the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop this! I only did my job.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky.
Yes, Your Honor?
Innocence of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for those crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, guilty.
Yeah, boy!
Also, it sounded like you just said guilty.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
Alright, we're almost at the end. Almost to this part.
Earlier than I thought it'd be, which is nice.
February 25th, 5:03 p.m. District Court. Defendant live number 2.
At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why long-faced? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended,
I can see why Miss Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffer every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well.
Pretty smile.
I think it's funny how we're recapping the scene that literally just happened.
Right?
you know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Oh.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Guess I am. I'll come back later.
Detective Gumshoe! What is it?
You're doing this on purpose, are you? Making the detective run around while on duty? And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see something.
Oh,
Anna!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know?
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
what a homie.
I owe you an apology.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I've ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I can think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Sis.
I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realized I was wrong. I changed after that day. had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'll look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'll react when you knew.
But sis, you were only doing it for me.
No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you in that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you.
Sis.
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize that. Emma, I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
Sorry.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have.
Oh, Emma. Emma. Aww.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find a way back to our rightful path. It is from there that we can move on towards a brighter future.
So inspiring.
At least, that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up.
Motivational speaker Phoenix.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
Me?
thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Sure.
Stop hiding and come over here.
Where was he hiding?
I just came to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right, well, I'll be going now.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gamble's right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand, or believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary.
I need a weapon.
Gosh. But I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgewood,
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Worth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma.
Don't utter.
We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
what? Yeah. Is this quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own.
Batch.
Not now. That!
It's the picture I drew.
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends I need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth! What will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks as well, right? But what I face now is my problem.
Worth. I'll be waiting for you in court.
Farewell.
I better be going too.
I'll be by to visit soon.
seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, just a little something for you.
Scientific investigation.
It's the first book I've ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis. I will.
So, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own.
Oh, that's epic. What? That wasn't in the original one? What?
I don't remember that.
A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap neither.
Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who will be footing the bill.
Oh.
What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Sky Voice!
Huh? What?
thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Alright, so on 3 after Emma's next line. We're
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go!
We're all going to say objection, okay? It's technically Phoenix line, but you know
Sure.
what? It's we're finishing.
It's all of us.
Yeah.
We deserve this.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Objection! Epic. I love the credit scene for this.
This is
The
the
music.
best part. If you don't cover everything in powder,
Everything.
nothing is
Alright, Lana, go fast.
I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of this. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top foreigner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my day since the prosecutor's office. Still, I managed to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma.
Aww.
She's on deck.
Thankfully, I don't have to actually cover this in front all the time.
I can't wait to edit this.
Oof.
Yikes! Uh-oh. They overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep.
Can you
that's
hear
what they
Jack?
said.
Yeah,
Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily.
Yeah, boy.
Next up, Mike Meekins.
Go, Mike!
The mastermind behind this entire game. Mike Meekins.
It was I! I did it!
Oh,
I did it!
Mike was the father of Gant.
Yep.
My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner is keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe.
Single rolls you got there.
Next up, Jake Marshall.
Badger!
How good then, Badger?
Where his voice lines.
Oh no!
He died.
Hey!
Blue Badger is died. Blue Badger is cancelled.
Good.
And everyone rejoiced.
What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Starr managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
Next up, Angel Star.
Billy.
Oh,
Oh.
somebody wants to. Yeah. Oh.
Sophia?
Sophia, go for it.
Looks like we won't be seeing
Oh, and Tammy. Yeah, right.
each
Yeah.
other for a while.
You two do it once.
As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on my menu. The Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
Next up, Judge Achi.
Archie!
Judge.
My boy.
I forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go.
Someone who's been in training for a while.
Oh, sea dive. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Oh.
Mia.
Blue Badger.
Back from the dead. The Blue Badger made his appearance in training. Training to be a spirit medium. Sophia?
Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium.
Mystic Maya! Afternoon's training about to begin.
Honey! Well, see you around, Nick.
Okay, there's no reason why you should be referencing that Nick is talking to her, because he doesn't meet her until game 2.
Next up, a familiar face at a hotel.
Oh.
Oh.
April May?
No, not that.
It's clearly Red White.
Absolutely, I know.
Red White Marvin Grossberg fanfiction time.
You don't want to see me anymore?
Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. Huh? What's going on?
Oh,
Finally,
Salary cutting noise.
Salary cutting noise.
finally, a very dear scientific investigation.
Investigates very scientifically.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
oh.
Ah, you got a magic mirror in there?
Wow, what could possibly be inside the book? Oh.
Chickens!
Yes. Eggs. It's actually an egg carton.
What is with this publisher of law books and birds?
They originally went to art school, don't you know?
Ah,
Oh.
My heart is
that's cute.
Oh.
She's so happy.
Get out your tears.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
It's a bad day for rain.
Who's cutting up these
Achievement unlocked.
onions?
Rice with ants. This I've done.
Yeah.
Wow, we did it!
Yeah!
Wow.
Yay!
Yay.
Critten, I hope I made you proud. I did my best.
That
all,
was
all of you made me proud.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Good.
Well, we can wrap up if we get when we watch the movie, the final.
I cannot wait to edit this.
Are we
I have a
gonna
little-
voice act the movie?
Oh god.
In Japanese.
no.
Just dub over the lines. Should. Yeah.
Oh.